my Dolly darlings. Today I'm going to be doing the first part in my Reborning tutorial series. I'm going to be using the giveaway baby as an example. This is the Shasta kit by Marita Winters. Very tiny kit, so I figured it would be perfect for showing you guys the basics. But in today's video, we're just going to go over what you should do before you start painting. So of course, the first step is you would want to wash your kit. So here I just have some warm water and a toothbrush. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of the Johnson's Baby Wash into the bowl. It smells so good. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Just going to give this another mix. Now, if you have a baby that has, that has plugs, you're going to want to go ahead and put those in. You want to try to avoid getting any water inside the head or limbs. If you do get water in there, it's okay. I would just recommend baking it right after the wash, just to make sure any of the water that's trapped inside will evaporate. And in this case, the holes to fill these limbs are so tiny. I'm just gonna be really careful and try not to submerge any part of her in water. And you just wanna go ahead and, with gentle circle motions, just go ahead and wash down your kit. This is just gonna get rid of any residue or oils, anything from the factory as well, any kind of residual stuff that you don't want hanging out on your doll kit before you paint. Just wanted a little bit more soap here. Okay. And you want to be gentle. You don't want to scratch your kit. You just go ahead and scrub a dub baby in a tub. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip off a paper towel to rest her little limbs on over here. And you're just going to repeat this process until all the parts of the kit are washed. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so you guys can watch it. Gonna do her sweet little face, and again, just be careful. You don't want to get any water inside of her eye sockets, so we're just going to be extra careful. My hand to rinse away any soap residue that we have here. And now that your kit is all washed, you're going to want to So now that your kit is all washed, you're going to want to let this dry. I did just pat her down with a paper towel just to help the drying go faster. But yeah, now your baby is ready to start getting some paint. And the first layer that we're going to apply is just a thinning medium layer. So I'm basically going to show you guys how you're going to prime your kits. Yeah, so here we go. Okay guys, so this little Shasta kit is mostly dry now, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to prime your kit for painting. All you need to prime a kit, at least in the way I do it, is thinning medium, Genesis thinning medium. This is a big container from honestly, I don't even remember. I know I think I got it directly from Genesis. I don't know. That's that. But you can get the little tiny containers that they sell from Bountiful Baby, especially if you're doing a kit this size. You don't really need too much, so. And also, you're gonna wanna go ahead and grab a cosmetic wedge. Preferably one of the more dense ones. And what I like to do is just to peel the edge off like this. Can't remember who I learned this from. It might have been Jackie Ortiz. And then I just like to go ahead and pluck the corners as well, just so it's not like a box shape. Especially with this teeny tiny kit. Okay. So then you have this. Start with the legs, I think. And I'm just gonna pull the whole thing out of the drying rack because I know I'm not gonna be able to fit a dowel in here. So you're gonna unscrew your lid. Grab your sponge. And then you can use really any, it doesn't really matter what brush you use for this, as long as it's clean. So I'm just gonna use this one. And dip it in your thinner. Make sure your thinner is not like separated, like it's well mixed. And then you're gonna apply the thinner to the sponge. The thinning medium, not the thinner. I apologize. And then you're just going to go ahead and pounce this all over the kit. And this is gonna give your kit a nice texture that paint will stick to much better than if you didn't do this step. Not everybody does do this, but this is just how I like to do it. That's really it, guys, for that priming layer. You're just gonna go ahead and apply this on everything, and then you're gonna give it a bake at 265 in your New Wave oven for 10 minutes. You will definitely want to babysit this kit while it's in the oven if you're doing a baby this small, just because obviously it's not as big as some of the other kits out there. And you don't want it to burn or, you know, anything like that. So definitely make sure that you are conscious of that. When you get to a smaller area, like the hands, for example, you can go ahead and use your brush and just make sure there's not a ton of thinning medium on it. You just want there to be like barely some residual thinning medium. And you can just go ahead and dab it into all these little tiny crevices in here that your sponge won't get. And then you can just go over the rest of it with your sponge. which is always the little face. She's seriously so adorable. I think I might have to make one of these for myself at some point. Just gonna use this to help me steady it. And just like you did with the hands and like those little tiny spaces, you want to go ahead, dip your brush in the medium, apply it to the sponge, and then with what's left on the brush, you want to go ahead and just hit her teeny tiny little crevices that the sponge won't get. You do want to make sure that there's nothing, no dirt, specks, anything, dust on your kit before you put this on, because it will get trapped in there if you do. In the ears, behind the ears, these are all good places for you to use your brush as opposed to your sponge. And then you want to go ahead and pounce over that with your sponge and just make sure that you cover the entire space evenly. Because you will definitely notice if you don't apply it evenly after it's baked. And of course, I mean, this is a really tiny kit. If you guys are working on a newborn size, it's going to take much longer than this one is. But this is why I used the giveaway baby as an example, so that you guys could learn the basics and it won't take super long. So. This is just the first in the series. I'm going to try to do one every day, so you get a piece every day of the reborning process. And I just hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to contact me. Kit has been primed, you can go ahead and put your kit in the new wave oven at 265 for 10 minutes. Again, with a kit this small, you definitely want to make sure you keep an eye on it. You should never leave any kit in the oven unattended, but definitely keep an extra close eye on tiny kits, as they're tinier, of course, and you don't want them to burn. So that is it for part 1, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. In part 2, we're going to be adding a few flesh layers, and I'll probably do the flesh layers and some of the shading in the same video. And if you want to see work in progress photos of this little fairy, or any other reborns for that matter, you guys can go ahead and follow my Instagram account, which is at @DollyDarlings. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time.